Desert.
Yes, Simpson Desert, we're here. That right there is Big Red. Dan's just unloading the quad bike. I want to see how fast he can make it up there. But it's not the only toy we've got here this time. Yes, V8 supercharged Holden, Colorado. Can't wait to see how that goes.
We're out here in the Harrop Superado, and as if the GM LSA wasn't enough of a weapon, Harrop have slapped one of their biggest intercool blowers ever on top of it. Thing's making 500 horsepower at the hubs, churning that through a low-range four-wheel drive. This thing's going to eat up the dunes.
We're at the bottom of Big Red. The boys said it was super intimidating. I got there and just thought, I'm ready to take this baby on.
Just lost momentum that first time. I'm going to hit it in high range and see how we go. Just resting down now. It's a bit easier. Cool, and I'm up. I am up.
We have driven Big Red.
I was a bit worried about how my car would go. Threw it in low range, dropped the tyre pressures, and it kicked ass.
I've been itching to take my patrol across the desert, but unfortunately it's got a blown engine at the moment, so I'm stuck driving Dan's Ranger. Not sure how it's going to go. All this new technology of traction control nonsense, I don't think it's going to make it, but I'm going to give it a red hot go.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Oh no! Nah. Ah. So close. One more go, I reckon.
Turns out you got to turn traction control off, so I backed down, had another crack at it. Didn't have my gearing quite right, but third time lucky, crested on a winner.
Come on, baby, come on! Come on, come on!
Sitting at the base of Big Red, I've seen Chloe go up one of the easier tracks, Dan's Ranger with Nick at the wheel get stuck on one of the harder ones. Off to the left is an even harder line, so I'm just going to give that a go and see what happens. So this is my first time back at Big Red since I was a teenager, you know, came out here with my dad and seen everyone else have a go at it and a couple of goes at it and not get up there, so guess I better do you proud, Dad. Let's give it a go. We just walked up what was apparently one of the hard lines, so apparently there's an even harder line that we're going to give a go. Figured I'd chuck Chloe on board, see what a V8 Colorado's like. Let's do it. This thing is awesome. Woo! Is there a bigger dune out here? Because Big Red was pretty easy. I mean, Dan's Ranger made it look hard, but the Superado just ate it up.
I've got about 15 minutes of quad bike experience. I wasn't taking any time with this. Straight on the hard line, on the left, virgin ground, straight to the top. This thing eats it up.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I certainly didn't think that the Superado was going to outdo the quad bike on that one, just with how light that the quad is, but I guess that's what you got when you got 500 horsepower. I'm going to press on now. We've got 1,200 dunes in front of us. This is going to be one hell of an adventure. Well, I'm not too sure what to expect for the Simpson Desert. I haven't been here before and I haven't read much about it either. But what I do know is it's going to put us and our vehicles to the ultimate test.
There's a couple of ways you can cross the Simpson Desert. There's a west to east, which is the easy way, and there's east to west, which is the way we're doing it. The unfortunate side of that is we're going to be doing this a lot. A lot. Brenton! One sand dune down. 1,199 to go. It's gonna be a long couple of days.
Well, we got 450 kilometers of desert to cross, and Dan's just like a Jack Russell into it already. He's doing donuts on the quad bike, but one thing he didn't think of is just how much fuel he's going to go through.
There may be a problem.
It's an odd place to stop.
Yeah, no, I figured I'd pull up, take a couple of photos, maybe look for some camp. While I'm here, I might as well put a little bit of extra fuel in. Like, you'd hate to run out of fuel.
Yeah, that would be awkward and embarrassing.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you see me put 18 litres of fuel in this 18 litre tank, that's just me making sure I'm getting it right, okay? I would never run out of fuel in the middle of the Simpson Desert. And by middle, I mean about 4Ks in.
According to my track log, we've done 57 kilometers. We've got 450 Ks to go. We're going to use a lot of fuel.
That wouldn't have anything to do with the way that one would be driving.
No.
But would you say you've driven in a straight line?
Technically, like, a donut is a form of bread, and bread is in a straight line. So, if you want to get technical, I think I've got this. So I've been very responsible.
He's an idiot.
Donut is a form of bread, so it's a straight line.
Not wrong.
Go and argue that.
So you're the hired help, obviously.
That's one word for it. I don't have much help, or they don't pay me, so hey, I'm a guy doing this.
Still quite a few Ks to cover, so we made the decision to push into the night. It's kind of a shame to miss out on some of this scenery under the cover of darkness, but that sunset from behind the wheel was spectacular.
Day 2 in the Simpson Desert. Got a lot of kilometres to try and punch out today, get into Northern Territory. Really excited about that because I've never been to the NT before. But I think I'm going to chill out my swag and watch the sunrise for a bit longer because it is just fantastic. You ever find yourself out here, make sure you get up early.
There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me.
Bright and early, first morning in the Simpson, red dirt under the toes. This is what it's all about.
We've got another 100 Ks to go until we get basically to anything on the map. So let's see if we can get some Ks on this bike and see some cool shit. Let's do it, Simpson Desert.
We saw Dan have his first attempt in front, but he wasn't really happy about not having a crowd around him, so he stopped at the top of the dune, giving us a bit of a flag, and decided that that's a spectator area to see him truly send it.
He's like four dunes down.
I might just duck over the next dune and use that as a down ramp.
I looked underneath Danny's quad bike and it's basically a race truck. I mean, it's got long travel independent suspension, coilover shocks. This thing's built to jump. Dog's gonna hunt.
The Simpson Desert is a very remote and dangerous location. This is not the kind of place you want something to go wrong because it can take days and days until help arrives. So safety should always be your #1 priority. Unless your name's Dan Everett, in which case you just do whatever you want.
We're getting deeper into the national park now and it's starting to really get that desert vibe, you know. The track's getting rougher and going through bumps and corners, and the dunes are getting a bit more challenging, and just in general it's a pleasure to drive. You know, we've got a few more Ks to cover today before we set up camp for night 2, but I don't think I'll ever get sick of this.
Well, even though it only takes 3 to 4 days to cross the Simpson Desert, you really see why people can just spend weeks out here. I mean, for a desert, it just keeps changing. There's so much to look at. You're never bored, really. There's a surprising amount of salt flats out here. And what it really drives home is just how stark this environment is. We come across this lone dingo just cruising across the flats.
The texture of the salt flat underfoot was like something I'd never experienced before, so I thought I'd give it a go with one of my other senses.
Stand by.
Salty. It's kind of like pork crackling. Not too pleasant.
Salt flats are basically the holy ground of motorsports, guys. I've been watching 1,000 horsepower machines tear across them since I was a little kid. The idea of getting out there and having a little bit of high octane fun myself,
It's too good to pass up. I'm coming for you, Dave. The problem with big fun is you have big problems. We're about 3 meters off the track and it all turned pear-shaped.
It might have been a little bit too fast and too furious, and we've somehow got a tyre that keeps going flat. I'm not 100% why yet. It's definitely not burnout related, but we'll roll it forward and see if we can work out where the air's coming out of, plug it up and get some more air in there. So in our haster pack, we forgot to bring a spare. Forgot to bring a tube, and I'm not 100% where the plug kit is, so we're gonna get the compressor out, see what we can do. Not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be pretty bummed if that ends up on the trailer.
Found him. Found that hole. Hopefully we can find the puncture kit, eh? The quad tire's gone flat, and I think this is the perfect time to bring my drifting experience together with the four-wheel drive community for some dodgy mods.
Dan is now trying one of Dodgy Dave's notorious dodgy mods. And what we're going to do is get a pointy screw and screw it into the hole that's in the tyre rather than using the official repair kit that we have somewhere in one of the vehicles. This may work, it may not, but it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
It's my mistake really, I tried using a metric thread when it's obviously an imperial hole. I don't know what I was thinking.
Need more goop?
Waste not, want not.
So in lieu of an actual puncture kit, what we've done is grab the big bag of bolts from Chloe's fresh bull bar install on the Colorado. Found the one that looks close enough to the hole that Dan has made in the tyre, rammed it on in there, put Loctite on it, or I believe the official term for it is goop, and we have gooped the hell out of it. And now hopefully that'll last for another 250 Ks, or at least another kilometre or two until we come up with a better idea.
Because Red Dirt Diary.
Dodgy mods!
Well, the average speed that you can do across the desert is about 12 kilometres an hour. But when you're heading to Popple's Corner, you start to track south along the side of this salt flat. Gives you a chance to really get up some speed.
On occasion, I've been known to be a bit of a menace behind the wheel. So you put me out in the middle of a salt flat in a 500 horsepower ute and just had to give it a crack.
Say amazing a lot.
How good's this? Oh, get the focus going. Auto, by the way. I've got another corner on the list now. I've been to Cameron before, but we're now on Popple's Corner. I believe we've come to the consensus that it's Popple's Corner anyway. Currently sitting on top of the mark, out next to this beautiful salt flat out here. Absolutely stunning. We've got the sunset going on in the background, and this is going to be something I remember for a long time. So stoked to come out here with the Red Dirt Diary guys and, you know, have heaps of fun out in the desert. Literally sitting on top of the corner. There's a crotch shot there, sorry about that. But we are having a great time and going to head on and set up camp.
Camp time. We are perched on top of the biggest sand dune we could find in front of the biggest sky we could find. And things are going fantastic. The bike's almost about to fall apart, but it's held together by bolts and glue. I'm also about to fall apart, but a big night with some steaks, a couple of Great Northerns should be good.
Oh yeah, and sponsor us.
The boys are in the back setting up camp. I've just snuck off to check out this valley. We're on top of a dune tonight camping, and that valley is beautiful.
Whoa.
I know you Red Dirt Diary guys spend a lot of time in some absolutely amazing places and checking stuff off your bucket list, but this has to be a once in a lifetime absolute dream spot. Look at that. Fireside, down by this valley. I'll learn how to aim that in a second. Look at the skyline here. It's just absolutely amazing.
The beauty about camping on top of a sand dune is not only was the sunset amazing, but the sunrise is about to be stunning as well. Unfortunately, it feels like there was about 2 hours between them, so I'm gonna go and curl up by the campfire and they can wake me up when it happens.
It's very rare that I'm waking up for a sunrise, but there was no way I was missing this. What a spot. How often do you get to wake up on a red sand dune to a sunrise like this?
Your friend in the bush. I just made that up. You should use that, Lebanon. It's good.
You're welcome.
I like it for real life as well. You should just stick with that. A lot of these places get a rap as a travel destination. You know, your grandparents go there, they trundle around, take some photos. It's far from the truth. Every single thing about this journey has been an adventure. Even camping, big skies, big fires, big meals. Life is big right now. You might be wondering why I'm all alone in the middle of the Simpson Desert on a quad bike with no one in sight. There's a very good reason for that. Quad bikes are much faster than four-wheel drives. Much, much, much faster. I may have crashed. That hurt. Oh, I suppose I'll get back into it and try not to do it again. Life is really hard when you're dumb.
The desert might be beautiful, but it's still absolutely punishing. We expected this to be a pretty easy trip across the French line, so we decided to go east to west, but those dunes have been beating the hell out of the trailer behind Dan's Ranger, and heard a call over the radio. I think it's given up.
Yeah guys, you have to hold up there and turn around and come back. The Ranger's snapped the leaf spring. We've been making good ground today and going pretty hard, but we slowed down to try and save a bit of fuel to make it to the end, and because we slowed down, now we've got problems. I should have just kept your foot buried.
That'll teach you. No worries, we'll spin around, we'll see you in a sec.
What's up?
Spring.
Snap spring. Yeah, so it snapped the main leaf.
And then it's slid back because of that.
Which is really stupid. It doesn't have a military wrap. Why does it not have a military wrap? That's a stupid design.
Yeah, right. Well, sounds like a good excuse for a coil rear conversion, eh?
It diffs out of the Ranger. It's about 4 inches back, have I got a trick for this?
It's not going to be a showstopper, but it'll certainly slow us down. We can do a bit of a dodgy mod.
Dodgy mod strikes again. We are going to ratchet strap the diff back into location in the Ranger, pump out another couple of 100 Ks. Hopefully no issues.
You take that, please, Dodgy Dave. Never thought I'd have to use a winch to recover my diff before.
There's been a lot of first things in this trip, isn't there?
Yeah, cool, that'll do. Man, that's about where it sits. If anything, it might even be a touch forward. So I've possibly done the best dodgy mod in the history of mankind. Oh, where is it? There it is. I've ratchet strapped my diff in. There's either a chance I'm a genius or an idiot, but we're gonna find out in 1 or 200 Ks. Let's do it. Dodgy mod! The diff's still in place, and he didn't break the light. Not bad.
Remote areas like this are exactly what four-wheel driving is all about. You know, you get yourself in a good vehicle with a good tyre and just go over a bunch of different obstacles and see what this land has to offer. You know, people jump on a plane and head overseas, and that's cool too, but if you haven't explored your own back door, you better take a long hard look at yourself. What are you doing?
So I think because I had 37s on my patrol, Dan felt a little bit emasculated, so he needed to put 35s on. They don't fit that well. You're going to do a lot of chopping. We're still having problems. Just keeps ripping these inner guards out. So, but they do look cool, and they do work well.
Retraction statement. I may have encouraged you guys before to explore your own back door, but in fact I meant your own backyard. If you find yourself at home, then by all means enjoy yourself. But this is our beautiful backyard of Australia.
We're about 15 Ks from Dalhousie at this point, and as the saying goes, you fly too close to the sun, you're going to get burned. Dodgy mod has failed. No, not that, the third dodgy mod, the tyre. We're going to have to fix this properly this time. A bigger bolt and lots of silicone. I'm making it all the way there.
We left New York City with our windows down. We couldn't see the trees and it was too damn loud. I was standing on the border and I searched through the clouds.
I've been watching these Red Dirt Diary guys on screen for a bunch of episodes, talking to them, getting some of those open country tyres onto their cars, so it's great to come right along on these trips, see it all in person, absorb the sights and really get the experience of Australia. I can't wait for the next one.
Hate it.
For a place that you always see has nothing, there's everything to see.
Simpson Desert has blown me away. I expected beautiful landscapes, but I didn't expect a serious adventure like this. If you're into four-wheel driving, if you're into camping, if you're into literally anything fun, get yourself kitted out, get the right gear, bring plenty of bolts, bring plenty of glue, get out here now. This is unbelievable.
450 Ks, 2 extra days, 3 jerry cans short, one hell of an adventure. I'm going for a swim.
Woo! Go!
Good joke. Nobody speak, nobody get choked.
Stop pumping your bunions, I'm coming. I'm the dumbest who flamethrow your function to funyuns. Flame your crew quicker than Trump fucks his youngest. Now face the flame, fuckers, your fame is face done.
I just had a fly like in between my eyelash and my cheek. It was in there.
You're a vlog. You're a vlog. You're a vlog.
I'm basically the coolest guy on your screen right now. Am I wrong?
And walk off.
Whoever decided to mix salt with vinegar was a bloody genius.
Shit, that was shit, Brody. Don't use that.